Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music, and I'm at the piano up in the front today because it's Handel's birthday, and I always like to celebrate Handel's birthday with a playthrough of, something of his. A Baroque composer, a contemporary of Bach's, really literally lived kind of exactly the same amount of time. English composer of The Messiah, numerous other really just terrific things, including a bunch of keyboard suites that really I think were my introduction, serious introduction to his work. And what I have today is the Sarabande from one of those suites, a D minor suite. A Sarabande, which is a version of the very famous La Folia chord progression, sort of the blues chord progression of the Renaissance and the Baroque. It's a great progression. He's got a simple statement of it and a couple of variations. Let's just pick it apart a little bit. Do you know the La Folia melody and chord progression? I've done videos on it before, and it couldn't be really simpler. I'm in D minor, and the 1 chord in D minor to the 5, and then the relative major, F to C. We're going to go around the circle. G minor, back to D minor, to the A7, right? And then the whole thing repeats, and the second time it ends up on D. There's lots of different versions of La Folia, the Folly. Composers from, Palestrina to Vivaldi to, the film Barry Lyndon, to on and on and on, have used it. And it really is kind of a signifier progression when you need to get that vibe that's like particularly Baroque or a certain kind of classical, sort of somewhat formal 17th century energy. This is a great way to go, even 18th century, maybe I should say. Anyway, I'm just going to play you these little variations so you can hear what they sound like. Here's the initial one. And then variation 1. Well, it actually goes right on to variation 2. And let's play that initial statement again. Just that first bit, the bit that we just played there, which is just the simplest version of the Sarabande. Sarabande is a stately dance. It's in 3, a slow 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1. Just that simple statement contains in it literally all the elements that will come later. And just the chords, D minor to A, are voiced just so beautifully and cleanly. Now that A's on top for the F chord, the G's on top for the C chord, G minor, back to D. I love this beautiful sound right there. What is that? I guess we'd have to sort of think of it as kind of a suspension, a 2 suspension, or maybe a B flat chord, I don't know. G minor maybe. In any case, it goes to A7, so I mean, I'm inclined to hear it as a E minor 7 flat 5, right? Back to A, D minor, A, F, C. That's a D dominant, a secondary dominant, taking us to G minor, to C, which of course is the 5 of F, right around the circle of fifths. So smart. And it resolves back to D minor. And then in variation 1, this really elegant sort of, it's almost like species counterpoint, where the same chords are broken up with staggered voices. So the same chords, D minor, get broken up. A, F, C, D7, G minor, back to the D minor. There's that beautiful sort of E sound, to A. Do you hear how it's exactly the same chords, but the alternation of the independent lines, those little voices moving in the center, give it just that much more energy? Okay, variation 2 has block chords again in the right hand, but this sort of beautiful, elegant walking bass in the left hand. The bass sounds like... So all together. That's so much fun, that beautiful walking bass line. There's a style in Baroque music, I guess, an instrumental form of harmony called polyphony, and we find it in all Baroque. It's a way of dealing with melody where there's a single sort of melody that you sort of hear the first time, but then there's secondary melodies or supporting melodies. In any case, they're running in parallel. Many sounds, polyphony. Handel's a great example of how to use that in just a really expressive way. I love this. I'm just a sucker for variation sets, and I love this particular little variation set. It's a little bit unusual in the keyboard suites. There are several, there's 16 or 17 suites. I play them all, and there's several variation sets in them, but this one is a little unusual in that it's just so elegant and simple and direct, and leverages that La Folia chord progression. If you're interested in La Folia, I've done a video on it, and you could just pick up Il Giardino Armonico's recording of the Vivaldi La Folia. It'll just knock your socks off. It's as hard rocking as anything you've ever heard, and I'll just put it up against anything. Just a beautiful, beautiful set of variations. Just blistering velocity in the violins, and then these beautiful, elegant expressions of the line. Well, happy birthday to Handel. I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe. Ding the bell to be notified when I do my videos, and I will see you next time.